Hello, everyone, and welcome to 21 Days of Business. My name is Yasmin Salem Hamden, and today I am here with Madison Tinder. Okay, so Madison is here to share with us more on how you can incorporate a waitlist strategy as part of your greater launch strategy in the new year. So I like to say that there are a lot of ways, first of all, to make money, because that's true. But second, there are lots of ways for you to successfully market your products or services. There's no one single winning strategy. There are a lot of ways that your overall strategy can come together, and your perfect strategy comes together differently than the next person. So we're not here to say that it's a one size fits all. There's a cookie cutter approach by any means. But this in particular, incorporating a waitlist has been so great for me in my business. I've seen it work well for others. And I like to come at things from a place of ease. And I feel like a waitlist strategy, and I think Madison would agree, is a great place to begin as far as developing your overall launch strategy. So I'm really excited for Madison to be here. Thank you again, Madison, for joining me. And if you would please share with our listeners a little bit about you for those that are not familiar with you yet.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. My name is Madison. I am a marketing strategist, business mentor. I'm very multi-passionate. I serve a lot of multi-passionate women, and I started as a social media manager in 2018. I was actually just looking for some income while I needed a full-time job. I just graduated with my master's. I was like, I need a full-time job, but I need to make money to actually live in Dallas. So I ended up taking on some clients for social media management. I had a social media video broadcast background, and I fell in love with it. So I kind of created my own social media management company. I served the Dallas area, and then I transitioned to putting my business online so I could get online consulting and kind of transition into corporate consulting. And that kind of shifted when I was introduced to the online space. So 2019 was my first full year of business where I did mostly consulting and I transitioned to coaching, but then I had my social media management clients. And now we're here today. I serve a lot of people and a lot of programs, which I love so much. And I also have my second business I just launched actually like 1 year ago, Soulful Scrunchies, which is really exciting. It's my e-commerce shop. And I always say I'm living out my multi-passionate dream because I can never stick to just one thing. I'm the type of person to test, fail. If it doesn't work, it's fine. I'll be the one to test it because I want to always try and do more things. And then we just launched a set of retreats as well. So that's a little bit about me and my journey. It feels like it's been a long time, but it really hasn't. I've really only been in business for like almost 3 full years. It feels like 10, but it hasn't been that long. So
I think internet years are definitely longer than real life.
Yes.
World years. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like 1 year, one internet year is like 6 real world years, I think.
That's what it feels like. Feels like
amazing. Well, congratulations on your 1 year anniversary with your second company. I can't wait to hear more about that. And with your new set of retreats that you have released. Yes. So within your marketing consulting and coaching and with your clients, I know that you have this waitlist strategy that you teach on. I've seen you and heard you across all of your platforms sharing on how effective it is to incorporate a waitlist strategy as part of your greater launch strategy and as a way to simplify your reach, right? And your ability to speak to and convey your message to your audience and prospective buyers. So can you please share with our listeners what a waitlist strategy is and why is it more effective than going without one in your launch strategy?
Yeah, so a waiting list is just pretty simple. People get on your list to be the first to know and get first dibs at your offer, your product, and they probably get a little discount as well for being the first to know and being on the list. And I've always seen product-based businesses like Kim Kardashian with Skims. She does a waiting list for her upcoming collections. And you see a lot of product-based businesses doing wait list. And when I started utilizing a wait list online, it was because a lot of my clients were done for you service providers and they couldn't just do a masterclass or a free challenge to launch, right? Because they're done for you or their agency. Started utilizing waiting lists and wait lists for our offers. So I love how it's very versatile. Like anyone in any industry can use a wait list. Like I use it for my e-commerce. You can use it if you're an agency. You can use it if you're a coach. And it's not just a one size fits all launch strategy. Anyone can use it and be very successful with it. That's why I like using a waiting list. And it's also easy to use, but saves your energy. For me, I just didn't have enough energy to show up live every day for 5 days and do masterclass after masterclass. I wanted something more exclusive that I felt confident to sell in and that didn't require a lot of my energy because I was already on calls all day. I needed to create the offer. I needed to talk to my clients. I couldn't think about running a free challenge or 10 master classes in a row. So that's why I started using a waiting list. I started, when did I start using a wait list? Like in 2019 was the first time I started using a wait list, and I've launched at least over 20 times now using a wait list. And that led me to create my offer on how to launch using a wait list because I've really fine-tuned it. And so have my clients. And it's just a really fun way to launch, and it's easy and it's repeatable. And that's what you want, easy and repeatable. So
Absolutely. Oh, you can say that again. Easy and
yes.
repeatable. I love it.
Yes.
I love it because if it feels like you're letting everyone know, like, hey, I'm going to be in this room talking about this. So if you want to be in the room and you also want to hear about this and learn about this is where I'll be talking about it. And they can very easily just one step, okay, opt into joining that room and hearing about it, as opposed to shouting into the void of the greater internet, Instagram, Facebook, whatever your platform of choice is. And I especially love how you mentioned, because I'm all about energy conservation when it's launch time, when it's crunch time, right? So instead of using all that energy to run a free challenge, to host live events, which there's nothing wrong with. Again, there's no perfect way or one size fits all as far as this is the only right way of going about it. It's just a matter of what suits you, what suits your current circumstances, the current season of your life and business. And so I especially love that you mentioned that. So it doesn't just end there though, right? It's not just, hey, if you're interested, you can join my waitlist. What happens after the person? What can the person expect, or what should the person expect that has joined your waitlist?
Yeah. And I always say with waitlist too, like people are joining because they're already interested in the offer. They're not joining because of something free you're giving them. Like they're interested and they're really warm and they're almost ready to buy, right? So when someone hops onto my waitlist, they can expect me to stay top of mind for them. So I'm going to be coming at them with some very value driven emails. I want to make sure I'm emailing my wait list so they remember that, hey, I'm launching soon. Hey, I'm launching in a few days. And then they'll have my cart will open to them first. So, but even before I launch to the public, they get first dibs, and they're probably going to get some type of really fun bonus. A lot of times I do money off, but I might do a bonus call, a bonus module. So they'll get first dibs at the program and an exclusive discount for them only. And I'm going to be emailing them a lot. I usually like to email my waitlist a lot because sometimes we forget to check our emails. Sometimes we're doing other things. So I want to make sure I stay top of mind for them. And
they want to hear from you.
Yeah. So they're all on the wait list. I always say they're all on the wait list for a reason. And one thing that people will be like, well, there's not a lot of people on my wait list. Like, what do I do? And I'm like, look, I'd rather have less people on my wait list who are ready to buy than a lot of people on my wait list who have no idea what the offer is and who are just opting in because something's free, right? It's a very exclusive community. And really, I've had wait lists that I've had 200 people. I've wait lists that I had 10 people. And I just picture it as like a really fun pre-sale and a really fun way to build momentum for your launch.
Absolutely. I thought you were going to say a really fun party. I was like,
It
I
could
like
be
the
a party
idea.
too.
Yeah. I was like, I like the idea of picturing it as a fun party. Like,
Yes.
again, hey, we're going to be partying in this room. So if you want to come join us,
Yes.
here's where we'll be. We're going to be talking about this. And that way, only the people coming in are expecting to hear from you. They want to hear from you. They're interested in
Yes.
what you're talking about. And they're probably ready to party, right?
Yes. Exactly. I love it.
I love it. Yes, I love it. Okay, so it sounds like one of the common mistakes made is that people are afraid to, once people are joining the wait list, they kind of get nervous, like, okay, well, I don't want to scare them off, but
Yeah.
it sounds like you're saying don't be scared. Just they want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Talk to them.
And yeah, people will be like, oh, well, if I email the wait list, will they get annoyed? No, they won't get annoyed. They want to
Yeah.
hear from you and they need to hear from you. They're on the wait list. They expect to hear from you. Right.
Yes.
And then it's not worrying about how many people join your wait list. Whenever I picture launching in general, it's a small tactic for your launch. It's not the entire launch. It's something that's going to build momentum and really help your launch. So don't get so caught up in like, oh, I only have 3 people on the wait list. That's amazing. Oh, what if all 3 of them convert? Right. That's
Yes,
awesome for you.
exactly.
So it's kind of just the mindset shift that you have to have with a wait list. And it's something that you have to test. You have to do a wait list a few times for you to get comfortable with it and for you to understand it. But I always go back and I just think of like big brands like Nike, Skims, and how they use waiting lists for their new collections. And they email you, they give you updates. It's very similar to that. So you're just utilizing a really true marketing tactic that's backed up by data that actually can work for your business and any business as well. So no, don't worry about how many people are on the wait list, and making sure you email them every day, so you stay top of mind, and that it'll really help with the conversion process of the wait list.
Love it. So every day is your tip. Email every day.
I email every day. Yeah.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
far in advance are you opening a wait list?
I usually just open it up I leave my wait list open for maybe like 5 to 7 days. And then I launch for maybe 5 to 7 days, just depending on the offer. There's different ways you can use a wait list. Like sometimes I'll just have people hop on like a high ticket offer wait list that might not start till January. Then I'll just personally reach out and talk to them. But if it's actually a part of my launch, like being very strategic about it, I'll leave the wait list open for 5 to 7 days, launch to them for 5 to 7 days. Now, if it's like a course or like templates or a bundle, I might even leave my wait list open for like 3 to 4 days and launch to them for like 3 to 4 days. The lower ticket of the offer, I always say the shorter the launch, the higher ticket, the longer.
Yeah. So. That higher ticket might require a little bit more nurturing and educating and empowering through email.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. Nice. Amazing. I love it. So it sounds like a wait list is, I'm not going to say it's a must have, but it sounds like it'll make things a lot easier for you if you are sharing a specific message, if you're selling a specific offer and you want to get your people in one place so you can communicate with them in also a controlled environment, right? It's not Instagram where they may or may not see your content. They may or may not see that you just uploaded a new podcast episode or a new YouTube video, but their email is tested, it's proven, it is the one thing that everybody says will withstand the test of time, right?
I agree. I mean, I think email's everything. I love it. And I think anyone and everyone should have an email list. And I think it eventually, definitely. I mean, maybe not when you first start, but I think emailing is so important and it's just backed up by so much data. But I think that if you're someone who really wants like organization with your launch and who wants things mapped out and who just like thrives on that type of strategy, then I think a wait list is definitely for you, because it'll just help you be organized and like kind of be like have that relief and not be so stressed because you have things mapped out. You have that timeline, you know what's happening instead of just randomly launching an offer. And the good thing about a wait list is you could use it for any price point. I mean, you can have an offer that's $97. You can have an offer that's $10,000. It just works for really anyone in any offer. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, I love it. And just to provide some contrast for those that are like, okay, so should I use a wait list? Should I not incorporate a wait list as part of my launch strategy? So one option is you don't have a wait list. You may or may not be warming up your audience, whether it's via email, or maybe it is your Instagram page, or maybe it is your Facebook group. And then you're like, all right, guys, here's what I'm selling. And you put it out there, and you don't really have a gauge for who who of this group of people is truly interested in this moment in time, or at this moment in time, interested in your offer, versus you're sharing that content with your community, whether it's your Facebook group, your Instagram page, your email list, whatever it might be. Pose the question like, hey, are you interested in this very specific thing? Direct them to where they should click in order to get more news and get in that room. How can you join the party where we're talking about this? And then you can nurture that relationship. You can communicate with them more information on your offer, how it can help them, and ultimately create a safe space for you to have conversations with people that are interested in receiving your help and your services.
Yeah, 100%. That's really what a wait list is. And I always say the best thing about a wait list isn't actually the launch itself, but it's future launches of that same offer, because you're able to pre-sell to people who didn't buy from the wait list in the past. You can upsell people who weren't a good fit from the wait list. Like, you have so many leads there on the wait list that could go to any offer. But I love like using my past wait list and pre-selling to them, then going into a full launch. Like, it's just so many hot leads on this list that you can sell to and convert and serve, that they're not just signing up because it's your free masterclass, right? So that's what I like about a wait list. I'm always like, if you use a wait list once or twice, you may find it hard, but you can pre-sell to those people in the future. And you could do like a behind the scenes pre-sell to your wait list and sell just through email. Like, there's so many different ways that you can do it that makes it fun and unique as well.
Yes. And another thing I'm thinking now is one of my favorite parts of the selling process, like the pre-launch or the like cart is open now process. My favorite part is having those conversations with the people that have expressed interest, because not only is it, of course, going to be helpful within this specific launch and within this specific project, but it's also an opportunity to have those conversations and learn more about these people that you're positioned to help. Like, how else can you really help them in the future for future launches, future programs, future products, learning more about what their actual experience is, they as people, and seeing them as people, as opposed to, I'm just trying to get as many people as I possibly can in here. I don't know anything about them. That's not going to serve you, and that's not going to help you serve them. So I love this idea of, creating a space to have those conversations, to make yourself available to answer questions. I think it just makes everything so much easier, and allows for you to really have that authentic relationship, right? And those candid conversations.
Yeah, 100%. I love, like, anytime someone joins my wait list, I'm like, I'll message them and I'll engage with them, because a lot of times they want to ask you questions, and having the wait list, you're able to have those conversations with people who are really interested, and not lose track of them, and really be intentional with your sales process. So yeah, using a wait list is great. Like, I've been using a wait list a few days this week, and I message people who are on the wait list, and I have these conversations. It helps pre-qualify and just make the sales process easy and smooth and very genuine as well.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing, Madison. So, and again, congratulations on your 1 year with your e-commerce business. So how has that been? Because a lot of us we share in that. We're multi-passionate and have interests in different areas outside of perhaps what it is that brings in the income. So how has your journey been in this new venture?
Yes, it's been a super fun and creative. I would say having an e-commerce business is really different than having a service-based business. It takes a lot more creativity, from the branding to the photos to the influencers to the affiliates to the inventory. It's just a whole different ball game and just a completely different business model, but it's been fun to test. It's been fun to be creative and try new things. And I'm just enjoying the process of it, and just kind of growing the business, expanding to new products. But if you want to get in e-commerce, just understanding that it's going to take more time than being in a service-based business, but it's way more of a creative outlet for you. So it's been really fun. I've learned a lot, but it's something that's just a long process having e-commerce, but it pays off. So
I love it. I love it. And I appreciate that transparency as far as understanding realistically what it looks like to launch a physical product-based business versus a digital product or a service-based business is requires more time. There's a physical thing that the person that end result that they're looking for is for that physical product to be in their hands and for them to be able to actually use it. So, it is a bit different of a process, and I'm really excited to see how you grow Soulful Scrunchies. And I'm super excited actually for the holiday season to see how your creativity shines through. It'll be fun.
Yes, I'm excited. I know when you're in e-commerce, we planned our holiday campaigns and everything like 4 months ago.
Oh, I believe it.
Just be ahead of everything, just because of shipping and delays. And it's definitely like an e-commerce owner's like busiest time. I like kind of relax in my other business because I know I have to be like on all the time e-commerce side for the holidays. So it's fun.
That makes sense.
It's fun.
I love it. I love it. Well, best of luck to you in this new venture and congratulations again. Thank you so much for joining us, Madison. And for those of you listening or watching or reading, all of Madison's information and links and handle will be in the description. On Instagram, you are
at madison.tinder.
Yes. Is that where you hang out most of the time?
Yes, all the time.
Love
on
it.
Instagram or my podcast, Soulful Social Podcast. So
amazing. Love it. Thank you again, Madison.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.